Hello and welcome to Nation Station. Today I'm really excited to show you around Pike County Christian School. Morning, how are you doing?
Kimberly.
Yes, I'm Kimber.
Yeah, since 2006.
Okay, I couldn't remember when it started.
I think you might have had some involvement back in those days.
Yeah.
Just kind of have seen the growth of the school come from the basement of Peno Baptist Church to the acquisition of this building here.
Awesome.
And I think that was in 2009.
Okay.
And so we've just seen a progression of improvements take place and lots more out there.
I say it seems to still be continuing to grow, doesn't it? Yeah.
So
do you know how many students there are?
I think this year we had around 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good. That's probably been our best number. We've been as low as 12, and so this past year we saw spurted growth.
Right,
so,
right. There's, like you said, there's such a need.
Right, and we've actually reached a point that we're either going to have to open up more classrooms and hire more teachers, or you know, we've got to decide what we want to do.
Is that right? Wow. All right, well, I am joined here today with Jim Miller and Brother Frank Welch. He is the director and I guess the principal. A lot of hats you wear, don't you? Here at the Pike County Christian School. And Jim has served on the board.
Correct.
And
He's the president of the board.
The president of the board.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So that includes a lot of responsibilities too.
Well, seems to, yeah.
Yeah, and since this is a private school, you have a little bit more control over the curriculum you can provide, and I know it's biblically based, and but you don't receive the funding, do you? You don't receive state funding, I should say. You're kind of at the mercy of some of what people can pay and
getting
fundraisers.
the voucher thing together.
Oh yeah,
But
that's been on the ballot a lot of times, hasn't it?
Hadn't happened yet.
I think that'd be a great option for parents to be able to spend their tax dollars where they want to, especially with some of the issues and things that are in our society today. Well, first, can we travel back in time a little bit and tell us, how did this idea even come about to have a Christian school?
Well, it started out in the public school.
Okay.
We tried to get a Bible class in the public schools.
Okay.
And thought we had it at the school I graduated from, Clopton. We thought we had it, and something happened. The board changed their mind, and
got scared.
And I scared of lawsuits. I think.
Yeah. The lawyers usually say, "Oh, once you open that door, then you got to let everybody in."
But I come home one night from a school board meeting, and I was telling my wife. She said, "Well, you know, you need more than just one day a week. It was going to be an alternative class.
Okay.
1 hour a week."
Okay.
I said, "Yeah, we do." So I talked to Ron Kunzwaller.
Oh yeah.
He's the vice president of the board.
Okay.
And Jim and some others. But we started looking for a building, and we couldn't find any. Checked with churches. And again, there was a little bit of fear factor there. They just didn't know whether they wanted a school or a church or not.
It's a huge commitment.
So we put some petition walls over Peno Baptist Church.
Okay.
Kind of a small country church, but
Is it outside of Frankfurt?
it's in between Bowling Green and Frankfurt.
Okay. All right.
On Route U, but we met there 3 years.
Okay.
We kept looking for a place.
Yeah.
And
so you had a few families then that started, and they had their children enrolled in a full-time school, or was it just kind of tutoring and then part-time?
No,
it was full.
Yeah.
Full-time. Okay.
And we decided, actually after we started some, we didn't know at the beginning how this was going to work, but we decided to go K through 12.
Okay.
And we still are.
Wow.
We had 4 graduate last year, and we're having 1 this year. So
is that right?
we're not very big in numbers, but
almighty. I know I've heard some of the messages when I just helped out here a little bit several years ago, and I know you're preparing warriors, soldiers for Christ.
Yeah.
And Lord, do we need that ever more today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's fantastic.
this building was available, but it wasn't available to another school because it had a 25-year clause in it.
Oh, now again, explain what this building is, because some people watching may not
Yeah,
know.
this is the old primary school.
A Bowling Green
Bowling
school,
Green
wasn't it?
district.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Curryville.
So we went to Bowling Green Board, and it didn't seem like there was much hope because they had a 25-year clause.
Okay.
We prayed and prayed and looked around, and this still looked like the place we need to be.
Yeah.
So we went back to the board, and they voted on it this second time. We tried to let them know we wasn't no competition, we're just
Right.
an alternative.
That's right.
And matter of fact, the president of the board at that time had to split the vote. And,
Oh.
and we're here.
Wow.
He,
Wow.
and I've thanked him many times for that. 'Cause
Yes.
He's seen the value in a Christian education.
Good.
And I just thank God we got some good Christian teachers in our public
Yes, we do.
system.
I'm really glad you mentioned that.
It makes a big difference.
Yes, it does.
But then we started here, and we've been working on it ever since, haven't we?
Yeah, you said 2006.
We came here in 2009, I think.
Okay, yeah, so Peno started in
But
2006.
it's still, what,
and then-
13 years or 12
Yeah.
years?
Wow,
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
they'll be over 3 and here 13, that's 16
Okay,
years.
Okay.
and we've developed, I believe, a rapport with the city and the community here, because when we originally got we just got the building, and Brother Frank was at the playground to the west of us here,
Mm-hmm.
but not the ball fields.
Oh,
And
okay.
the shed out there,
Oh.
maintenance shed, has subsequently been donated back to us.
Is that
And,
right?
So we have the ball field and the shed, which,
Fantastic.
so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're seeing improvements a
right?
little bit every day, I think.
And God's answered prayer.
You can really see God's hand in
You
it.
can. Yeah.
God's been good to us. It's been a faith builder.
Oh, I bet.
There's been,
Wondering how you're
we sit
gonna,
down and pay bills, and
right?
there's been days I've had to call board members and say, hey, we need a little help.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they've always stepped in. It started by, actually 3 of the board members purchased this. There's been no debt on it
Wow.
or anything.
Is that right?
Like we needed a roof on the building, and it was gonna cost quite a bit, and
Mhm.
put the plea out, and this one couple comes in and says, well, we'd just like to take care of that.
Oh my gosh.
So, God's really
Wow.
in it.
We gotta remember to ask him for it, don't we?
Right.
Sometimes I think I can do it. I can figure this out.
We had fundraisers, we had
Yeah.
a couple fish fries a year, and our main event's coming up in June the 4th, is our annual banquet.
Okay,
It's an appreciation banquet and an auction, live
Okay.
auction.
okay.
We usually have it down at the resource center, cause it's bigger than our gym is.
Okay.
You know, it's
So where's the resource center?
down at Edgewood,
Okay, all right.
yeah, south of Bowling Green,
Very good. Very good.
Family Resource Center.
Okay. So do you need items donated that would be
Right,
able to be sold at the auction?
yes.
Is there a certain type that you're looking for, or anything goes?
Anywhere from a handmade quilt or craft to, we try to stick with newer stuff.
Okay,
And we want our audience that night to appreciate
right,
what they're looking at.
right.
And we've got a tractor donated this year,
Oh my goodness.
so it's, we
That
had
should bring quite a
bands.
bit.
Yeah, we've had bands, we've had firearms.
Uh-huh.
You might wanna get that out, I don't
No,
know.
that's all right.
No, it's,
We need them. We have the right so far. They haven't taken that one away.
And we've had friends of the school that will intentionally go and for the purpose of buying things.
Yeah.
And helping us out.
Mhm.
it's a true fundraiser.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know, you got a gun there that's worth a couple hundred and it brings 3 and things
right.
like that.
Yeah, they go a little extra for the cause. And so how many staff do you need to keep this running since it's grown so much?
We got 5 full-time teachers,
5 full time.
and got about 3 subs.
Okay.
We got a shop teacher. Jim
Okay.
comes
Is
in
that right?
twice a week and teaches shop.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
then we have a home ec teacher. She comes in twice a week.
Okay.
And we all enjoy that because they do some cooking.
You get to benefit from their creation. Well, you have the full kitchen too, don't you? Down there
Mm-hmm.
in the gym, next to the gym.
Yeah.
That is great.
It's just amazing to sit back sometimes and to think about what God's done,
Right.
or how He's brought it along,
Right.
and
Yeah, in less than 2 decades.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've seen some more remodeling up here. Because
mhm.
the Baptist Association is also next door, right?
The Salt River Baptist Association has their office in the end of the school.
Okay. All right. They just have an office at the end.
Yeah.
So they're really 2 separate entities then?
Right.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It started in a Salt River Baptist executive board meeting when
Okay.
we decided
Okay.
what the language on that, feasibility crew.
Okay.
And
So they've been big supporters then, obviously, of the school.
yeah, they do. They monthly support it. And,
For some of the same people working on both.
Yeah.
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 Kind of like at many churches, they say about 10% of people do 90% of the work.
That's
You
about
probably have
right.
the same thing here.
Yeah, but it's been a joy. It gets tiring sometimes,
Sure.
but Jim's not only the president of the board, he's a top maintenance guy here,
Okay.
and he's got a lot of history in that. He brings a lot to the school.
That's wonderful.
Him and Lola have done so much.
Is that your wife?
That's my
Okay.
wife, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, done so much for the school.
Yeah, and that saves a ton of money when you can do it.
Yeah,
Some electrical,
it
plumbing,
takes
some different
everybody
things.
kicking in.
Yes. So if someone wanted to, if they felt so led to give and to help support this wonderful school, how would they go about that?
Well, I think there are different levels of giving.
Okay.
Of course, we covet and appreciate all the prayers that we can get for the school here. And we definitely have seen the fruits of past prayers come to play in the school. So prayer is one thing. We have a lot of needs for, volunteer workers. If somebody wants to volunteer some time, we have usually have a week in, is it June this year, that we have a week of a work week.
Okay.
That we would welcome folks to come by
Like the deeper cleaning and the painting and things
Right.
like that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
and and sometimes just simple things like upkeep of lawnmowers and,
Oh, yeah.
and tractors. Still got a tractor out there,
Yeah.
and just a number of things. But of course, there's always the financial aspect.
Right.
We've always had needs, and God's kind of been what do you call it, the triage to determine what needs are the
The
greatest.
highest
But
priority,
I
yeah.
think right now some of our greatest needs, we would like to see heating and air put in the gymnasium,
Okay.
which is going to amount to a considerable amount of dollars to do that.
Right.
Our shed out there that I teach a shop class in a couple times a week is we need the power upgraded to a 220 system right now.
Right.
We've just got a 110 line out there, which is good for the outlets and what have you that we have.
Right.
But it'd be good. We've got right now we have welders. We have 2 welders out there that we could run if we had
Yes.
220. We've got a furnace that we could hook up if we
Okay.
had 220. We have. We would like to do a spray insulation on the inside and kind of insulate it.
Yeah.
Last spring about this time, we put in, cleaned it all out. It had a gravel floor in it. We put a concrete floor in half of it, and so we would like to put a concrete floor in the other half. And
Sure.
then, of course, we get it insulated and our power upgraded to it. We'll have I think we'll have a quality building out there for the boys to learn in. And this year we've only had we had 4 boys. We've just taken the high schoolers because they have a little bit better attention span.
Right.
And, a little easier to work with, and so,
Right.
but, and they look forward to it.
And
Sometimes I wonder if we're doing any good, but, they do look forward to it.
yeah, those skills, I mean, will go with them for the
Yeah.
rest of their life, no matter what
Yeah.
job they do.
So,
Yeah.
and, we've taught them some things, basic electricity,
Mhm.
some mechanics. Occasionally we'll have, we had a truck, it's been a couple of months ago that the water pump was leaking. And,
Okay.
and we swapped that out, you know.
Okay.
And lawnmowers that need to be worked on. So we've got a truck that was donated to the school by a lady in Bowling Green that
Okay.
we've done some extensive work on, and so
Great.
I mean, there's a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
And of course, the more things that we want to do, the more money it costs.
Right.
You know, and so we're
Expanded.
content to wait on the Lord and on that, and but we also welcome
Yeah.
you know, donations, prayer time and money. And so those are
Absolutely.
three things that-
Always need. All right. Always can
Yeah.
use that.
And Jim mentioned there's different levels of giving.
Mhm.
We have, like $1 a day maintenance giving,
Okay.
you know, $30 a month. We have some people do that. We have, some, churches and people, our tuition's been $125 since we started.
Okay.
And,
And that's each month per student, right?
per student, yeah, or $1,500 a year.
Okay.
We have some churches or people that will give that, because we have some families who have a hard time paying that.
Sure.
And,
Allows for scholarship opportunities.
we give
and things.
scholarships.
Yeah.
and I don't know how soon this is going on air or anything, but we're having to raise it this year.
Oh, okay.
We feel like we voted to raise it to $150
Sure.
a month.
Sure.
And,
Yeah, everything's going up in cost.
well, 16 years ago, people wasn't making as much as they are now, so
Right,
25 aren't gonna be too bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's we don't want to put a burden on anybody. We'd like for every student that wanted to come to be able to come, but it costs money
Sure.
to do things.
Absolutely.
And then I think the association is putting in like $200 a month for scholarships.
Okay.
And we have churches that steadily give every month. And
Wonderful.
it's like Jim said, people are getting familiar with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll still run into somebody every now and then that Pike County Christian School, where's that at? You know?
Uh-huh.
But not as much as we used to. It's a lot of opportunities, and like the one family seen we needed a roof, and you know we're talking about
That's a substantial
Pretty
amount of
good.
money. Yeah.
sum of money, and they just brought the check in and said we want to do that. And we have a lot of needs like that. We put a plea out for chairs and tables, and we've already got the chairs covered. Now
Okay.
we got to get them.
Okay.
You know, we got part of them,
Right.
but they're on back order, and
Okay.
it's
Sounds
just,
like you could even use some people that could just go be not errand runners, but some people that can help.
Some muscle.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. We got one teacher that's putting in a grant for a playground,
Okay.
and
Fantastic.
all that stuff takes time.
Right.
But we got an old wooden playground out there, and
Mhm.
that's probably one of our Band-Aid places.
Okay.
You know, splinter here, splinter there.
Right. Right.
We'd like to replace that with some newer
Okay.
things.
And all of that stuff has been here since this was state-owned school.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
my wife talks about, she can remember when her girls were coming to school here.
Okay.
And she was on the PTA, and PTA came together and raised
Wow.
money to buy this equipment
Wow.
out here, so.
Yeah, they had no
So-
idea at that time.
Right, so
how
we're
it
looking
was
at 30 years, 35, 40
Right,
years that it's
right.
been out there, so.
Yeah, definitely served its purpose, hasn't it?
Mm.
All right. Well, thank you. Is it all right to take a look around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, the students teach us computers.
I understand. Yeah. So this is nice. They all ages come and use the computer lab. Fantastic.
We the teachers work together. You know, I say we have a staff of 5, but they do about 10 people work.
Right.
Because they'll, like when they have PE or recess, one of the teachers will bring an older group in here and teach them.
Okay.
And this, while the other teacher is over them and
Divide and conquer.
just kind of work it, yeah.
Yeah.
This is where we start our chapel, right here, and have a play just to the Bible and the flag.
I love that you start each morning.
We always ask them for prayer concerns.
Good.
That's always interesting with the little ones.
Right. I know in my Sunday school class, they say, pray for my cat.
Yeah.
Cute little things, just sweethearts,
Yeah.
you know, but that's where they start. That's what they love and hear about.
Yeah. We want to move on now.
Yeah, is this a library?
This is kind of a nursing station.
Okay.
Where they come and make copies and things like that. It's a storage room. And,
Okay.
but
A little bit of everything.
yeah, it's a little bit of library and some of our curriculum is we always try to keep it because you never know when you could use it later.
Exactly. And then there's he's teaching high school here.
Teaching high school here.
Very good. They used to be the kindergarten class because that's where my daughter went.
Yeah, yeah.
With Cindy Coonswaller.
Right here, Miss Rachel Oberhouse teaches that.
Okay.
David Land teaches in high school. And Rachel's got a history of Christian school. She used to teach at a faith school down at Louisiana when they had it.
Okay. They got lockers so they can keep their things.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Then here's 3rd through 5th, Miss Rose Land.
You know what I love? There's so much they can gain from 3rd, 4th, and 5th being together.
Uh-huh.
They can, or any of the
Yeah.
ages. They can learn from each other.
The only, I think the difficulty she has when it comes to math, she got 3 different math books.
Well, yeah,
So it takes a little,
yeah.
but
But you know, they're not necessarily, like a 3rd grader, if they can do 4th grade math, they can move on, like you said.
Right.
And if a 5th grader's struggling, they can do the lower math to
Correct.
catch up. Yeah, there's some flexibility.
and here we have,
Right, always. Look at the Easter store there. Did you see that? It's pretty neat.
yeah, they're pretty,
So who does the art?
I'd say they're pretty crafty.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is Miss Griffith's class. She got a sub there today. She had to take her little boy to the dentist.
Okay.
So she's one of the keys to this place. She does about everything. She just was, this morning she had a little time, so she was typing up we're kind of redoing our student books
Okay.
and teachers' books.
Mhm.
And she was up at the office helping Amy out with that. And Miss Sue Robinson's one of her subs,
Okay.
and she got a long history of, they used to have a school down at Living Waters
Okay.
in Eolia.
She was also one of Grace's teachers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Of course, we have our restrooms over here, the girls and the boys. And here's the fun class. This is Miss Shy teaches this. This is, there's I think a preschooler there, and only preschoolers I don't know how you'd say it, only preschoolers we have here is the teachers' sticker.
Oh, okay, okay. So you don't necessarily open it up to preschool. You
No.
start pretty much at kindergarten.
Kindergarten.
That makes sense.
You got preschool and kindergarten, and she's done real well this year. It's her first year.
Is that right? If you are interested or thinking about enrolling your child in a Christian school environment and you're near the Curryville area, of course you'd have to provide your own transportation and lunch, as they talked about, but how would someone go about enrolling their child?
They could just call 573-470-8820
Okay,
or 9340,
okay,
and just get the ball rolling, you might say, and we'd give them a student packet,
Okay.
and they could see what it all consists of. And
Right.
our motto is to help furnish Christian parents, help them get their children a Christian education.
Good.
It's a parent's
That's right.
responsibility,
That's right.
and we're here to help them, to assist them in
Very
doing
good.
so. But then, like I say, tuition's going up to $150 a month. Books are from $200 to $300, depending on what
Sure.
age.
Right.
And that would be the start. And if they wanted to check it out, they could just come down and
And set up a time to
Right.
talk to you and get some more information maybe.
yes, come down and do that.
Did you talk about a specific enrollment date for some of do the current children, students also re-enroll each year so that
Yes.
you know?
That's a requirement this year that they all, and we need to know but then, so we can get the books ordered.
Right.
If we get it done then, their books will be cheaper,
Okay.
because Becca and the different ones gives us a deadline to get that in, so they can make sure and have them.
Okay. And that's May 30th, did you say?
That is April 30th.
Oh, April 30th, so that's coming up real quick, yeah.
This coming Saturday.
Okay, all right.
That-
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate
Thank you all.
you opening
Yeah,
this up to us to help get the word out and let other people know that this is here and what great options, people have. They don't have to just feel like they're stuck with nothing. They have alternatives and they can do what's best for their children.
Sure.
That'll be our action.
All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this segment of the Pike County Christian School. Please keep them in your prayers, and if you are considering or looking for some resources, check them out. They would be happy to talk to you. Treasure each day.